Just asking out there. A new video of an Occupy Wall Street protester in New York City shows them talking about plans to use Molotov cocktails against Macy's in the video, which we have the audio coming up here in mere moments. Protesters rallying, a group of protesters says, no more talking. They've got guns, we got bottles, they got bricks, we got rocks. In a few days, you're going to see what a Molotov cocktail can do to Macy's. I thought Obama was going to wait till next summer for this, but it may be more desperate than even we knew. It's number 5, audio soundbite number 5, and here it is.
We're gonna rock this. We're gonna burn this. We're gonna burn New York City to the ground. They got guns, we got bottles. They got bricks, we got rocks. Let's see what they got. In a few days, you're gonna see what a Molotov cocktail can do to Macy's.
And there are reports that a big protest day is planned for tomorrow in New York City, with violence on the menu. New York Post today has a story, inside story, of why Mike Bloomberg finally had to act. Mayor Bloomberg finally decided to wipe Zuccotti Park clean after learning about a rancid outbreak of scabies, lice, and lung ailments among the protesters, and most importantly, because his reputation was taking a beating, insiders told the Post. Yeah, he knew he was being perceived as very weak, so he had to do something about it. His honor hit his breaking point after he was contrasted to the liberal mayors of Oakland and Denver, who quickly cracked down on their protesters. Critics compared his inaction to the failings of former mayor General David Dinkins. Now, that is a pretty low blow, I gotta have to admit. And it was about to get worse. Bloomberg would have looked even weaker if he didn't thwart an Occupy Wall Street threat to storm the New York Stock Exchange, a massive action that was planned for tomorrow. His Wall Street friends wouldn't stand for it. Why did he think the protesters were down there in the first place, for crying out? This has always been part of the plan. But you know things have got to be bad when they start comparing you to Mayor Dinkins. Oh, that has to hurt. But I find it curious here that the New York Post suggests it was the threat of closing down Wall Street that finally prompted him to act. I think what finally got him was that there's just too much smoking. That's probably what he couldn't tolerate that anymore. All the other stuff, all the other stuff, they looked the other way. But the smoking, I know, eating stuff and transfer. Well, I've got, look at. Here's another, this is the New York Post. This is sickening. Conditions just awful. Offal. You know what Offal is? Yeah, that's what city sanitation workers yesterday were forced to pick through a filthy pile of property seized from Zuccotti Park, including dirty hypodermic needles, moldy food, and glass-littered broken gadgets. I pick up garbage for a living. These were some of the worst smells I have ever experienced, said one garbage man to the New York Post. These were some of the worst smells I've ever experienced. About 150 trashmen stuffed the massive pile of soiled tents, old bikes, and spoiling food into dump trucks, 26 loads in all, hauled it to a West 57th Street sanitation facility so that workers there could begin sorting the personal goods from the garbage. Occupy Wall Street protesters with proper ID can go to the facility this morning to get back their property. Oh, jeez. Homeland Security coordinated 18 city police crackdown on Occupy protest. This is from a blog. National coordination goes against protection and local accountability. According to Oakland Mayor Jean What's-Her-Name, the 18 cities coordinated police crackdowns on Occupy protests. A number of other blogs that are reporting this. So as a parent, I know what happened. The polling turned negative. And the protests are taken down everywhere. Quite a coincidence. And they all shut down on the same day or the same week when the polling data turns down. And then from thehill.com, Democrats criticize eviction of Occupy protesters. New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg's decision to evict Occupy Wall Street protesters from a Lower Manhattan park is a blow to free speech, said several House Democrats. You know, I don't like this usage of the word eviction. It troubles me. I mean, the term is normally used when somebody has an ownership interest in private property and is forced to leave due to a violation of the contract. These parasites are being banned until they clean up their act. They don't own anything. They're not being evicted from any place they own. But all that being said, there is strong evidence here that the regime is behind this nationwide crackdown. And it seems that the Democrats didn't get the memo, because a lot of Democrats staked their political careers this election cycle to this bunch. Obama did. There are a lot of Democrats that identified, Pelosi, Reid, they all went out and made great points of identifying with these people. The unions identified with these people. Gave them money. And all of that is Obama. All of that, when the unions are involved, that means the regime is involved. By the way, what is proper ID when you go down to the dump at 57th Street to pick up your property from the garbage? What's the proper ID that you have to show? If you're an Occupy Wall Street protester, what's the proper ID? It's not specified in the story. I'm just wondering, what in the world is proper ID? Got to have lice. Got to have scabies. Match the smell of your clothing to whatever it is you're picking up. Your voter registration card. Your American Express Gold card. A wheezing cough. What is it? How do you prove it?